Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Nepal Tech Hub, and today in this video we'll do the socket programming with the TCP connection. There are two different type of connection, TCP connection and the UDP connection, and today we'll do the socket programming with TCP connection. So in the socket programming we'll do the client server. So in the client server connection, what happens is server will continuously running by 24/7, and the client will make a request to the server specifying the port and host ID. So once the server get that connection port request, and will check if that port specified port is already reserved or not. If it is not, then it's more chances that you'll get those port and will be specified those port for you. Why is that important? Because in TCP connection, once you make the connection with the server and it is specified reserve a port for you, then the package transfer will be really easy and fast in comparison with other. Once you create a socket with specifying your port number and the host, so once you send that request to the server will check and reserve that port for you, and that port will be open just for you. So since you don't have to share with anybody else, package transfer speed will be faster. And once this client is done, they will close the connection. Today we'll do the socket programming using the Java programming language. So let's go ahead and start. So here I have created the client.java and server.java class, and I have split it in between two different right hand side and the left hand side screens, so you can see that more clearly. And the first thing we have to do is we have to import Java library, import java.io first, then import java.net. So once we are done, let's create the main method. We'll do the true exceptions. We'll do the socket. Socket will give the name socket as a s, and we'll do new socket. Here inside we'll specify the host name and the port number. So the host will be localhost in our case. Where port I'll open the port. You might want to try the different port number, but it's recommended that you don't use the port number below 1000, since most of the port below 1000 is already reserved. So use port number above 1000, but it's up to you. Whatever the data that holds in this string will be printed after it reads from the server side. So the client side is done. Let's go on the server side, and we can just copy and paste the same input. And here we need main method as well, and the same throws exception. Then inside, as you do here socket, we'll do the server socket here, server socket, and we'll name as a ss equals to new server socket, and inside that we'll specify the port. Since this is a server side, we don't have to specify the host, so we have to specify the port number, and make sure the port requested by the client and the port the server will open the socket for should be the same, since this port number and this port number should be the same, because whatever the client request, whichever port the client requests, server will have to specify that. Now socket s equals to server socket dot accept. Server side will accept the port if that is available, and let's do sys out. That will print from s dot get output stream. Get output stream. Now we'll flush. That's pretty much it. And we can, as I said previously, the server should be 24/7 time running. So let's run the server first. And now let's run the client. Now when I run the client will make the request. As you can see here, server is continuously running. And if I just run the client, it will make a request with the port number 8567. And let's see what happened. Okay, connection reset. And now let's run the server side again. Now here you can see client is connected. So what it just happened was, let's just look at this practically. The server will be always running, and that's why we run the server first. And the second time, the client, when we run the client will make the request for the connection. And then when we run the client, we saw that it gave us connection reset. So why is that? Because server didn't respond at that time, because once you run the server again, then the server will get that message and the server will specify the port for you, reserve the port for you, and will reply you back. That's what happened. So once we run the server again, then we saw this client is connected with the server, and this client, what the client just said was welcome to my channel, which was transferred to the server from the client, and the server replied back with hello, my name is Kailash Takal. And you can see I had this line supposed to be printed from the server side, and this line number 13 supposed to be printed from the client, but we got this reply back from the server, which specified that message has been transferred and communicated in both ways. So this is how you can do the socket programming in the client server with the TCP connection model. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you guys.